Hello, this is Jenny from Healing the Wounded Heart. Today I enjoyed a really lovely fellowship meal at church after the dedication service of a lovely little girl. And as we all sat around at various tables chatting, we were reminding one another that it had been a good few years since we were able to do anything like this because of all the COVID restrictions. Now, there are many people that still feel that actually they're not able to physically meet together for one reason or another. So they have to make do with virtual fellowship. Oh, don't get me wrong. Virtual fellowship certainly kept me going over the lockdown times, and I'm sure it did many of us too. But there is nothing really quite like actually meeting with one another as believers face to face, is there? Sadly, some of us have experienced in recent years that we haven't been able to meet face to face when we are seeing consultants or a doctor. It's been just so frustrating, hasn't it? And this is still continuing in many instances today. Now, the Bible, of course, reminds us of the importance of fellowship together. We are encouraged to meet together, to not only to praise and to worship God and to pray for one another, but simply to share our lives with one another and to build one another up in our faith. Now, we are reminded of this in the New Testament in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 11. Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. Yes, we can, of course, do this virtually or on our phones or by sending cards or by any other means, but it is somehow as we literally fellowship together that there the Lord commands a blessing in a very special way. Let's then always seek to maintain our fellowship with one another as Christians as far as we are able. Now, sometimes we can think to ourselves, oh, I want a day off today, or I can't be bothered. Well, we know where that thought comes from, don't we? Now, of course, I recognise that not all of us are physically able to meet together. Perhaps we are housebound. And if that's the case, please ask somebody, will you come and visit me? And for those that are pastorally caring for those that are housebound, please look out for those people who need a visit. It is so very important. Lastly, I am reminded of a song that I used to sing many years ago, and the first verse says this: sweet fellowship, Jesus in the midst. Life blossoms in the church, one by one are blessed, when Jesus is in the midst. So let's continue to fellowship together and to look out for those that can't fellowship together, to make sure that they have visitors, to build them up in their faith. There's nothing like literal fellowship. God bless you. Amen.